And we're back. Our next competitor, Ben Phillips, Stumptown Coffee, Brooklyn, New York. Give it up. Here come your judges.
Hey, nice to meet you. Hey there. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how you doing?
Ben, when your judges are ready and you're comfortable and ready, go ahead and call your time and good luck.
Okay. All right. You all settled in now, ready to go? Cool. And time. And music. Good afternoon, judges. Thanks for all being here today. My name is Ben, and I work as a barista at Stumptown Coffee in Brooklyn, New York. Now, before we begin, I want to point out these info sheets in front of you. These will give all the information on the coffee I'm serving to you today. On the front, at the top, you'll find the farm information, and at the bottom, the processing information. Now, if you would flip it over, please. At the top, you'll find my brewing notes, and below, my tasting notes. Please use these as a guide during our time together, and then keep them when we're done. Now, a few weeks ago, I spoke to the producer of this coffee I'm going to serve you today, Mauricio Shata. Mauricio started off as a medical doctor and takes these same skills in producing coffee. He has a meticulous approach to his craft that strives for innovation and consistency. From his experimental fermentation lots to his mitigating the environmental effects on how coffee is grown and processed, Mauricio's work has really influenced me as a brewer. Now today, I'm very excited to brew for you a naturally processed, anaerobic, green-tipped, red geisha. From his farm in Tolima, Colombia. Now, please make sure you're on the back of the card right now, as I'm going to be going over tasting notes at this time. For the aroma, you'll get raw sugar, violets, and freeze-dried raspberries. When hot, you'll taste black cherry and semi-sweet dark chocolate. The acidity at this point will be medium, similar to an apricot. The body will be soft and delicate. And the aftertaste will be quick, but have notes of dark chocolate, of semi-sweet chocolate. When it gets warm, you're going to start to taste grape juice and sugar in the raw. The acidity will be medium-high and sparkling, similar to a quince. The body will become creamy, similar to 1% milk. And the finish will be juicy and lingering. When it gets even cooler, you're going to taste watermelon candy and fresh cranberries. The acidity will become still medium-high, but will be more like a red grapefruit. And finally, the body will maintain that creaminess as it cools down. Now, Mauricio took 5 years to find the perfect location for his first farm with his wife, Liliana. He chose a region on the foot of a volcano and employs 20 people here year-round. The land is 200 hectares, with 15 hectares dedicated to coffee. Now, we chose this region for 3 main reasons. The coffee is grown on volcanic soil, which gives the red geisha cherries a unique nutrient content. It's grown between 1,800 to 2,100 meters above sea level, and the region gets no direct sunlight. Thank you. This combination of high elevation and natural shade of the region gives the cherries longer time to mature, leading to more sugar development, leading to a sweeter cup. After the cherries are picked, they're first washed with spring water, and then they're taken into a hermetically sealed container for an anaerobic fermentation process. This process, without oxygen, allows for a 72-hour fermentation, and it occurs with bread yeast and panela. This process will lead to a creamier body and more fruit-forward characteristics in the coffee. Now, Mauricio used panela in this process to give energy to the yeast. He found when he did not use panela and it was only the yeast in the cherries would break down. The yeast would break down and lactic acid fermentation would form, which would lead to inconsistent results and more sour results as well. Mauricio likes to keep everything consistent, from the pH levels to the temperature and pressure and sugar content in the cherries. And this helps him achieve that consistency. Afterwards, the cherries are dried on both raised beds and stationary dryers. This all occurs indoors, away from UV rays and high humidity levels. This provides a cleaner cup profile, no notes of over-fermentation, and more fruit-forward characteristics. Finally, this coffee was roasted 13 days ago by a roasting team in Portland for a total of 13 minutes. For the first 9 minutes, the coffee was kept in the roaster at a lower heat, then slowly increased up until first crack. This brought a lot of the core flavors in the roast, allowed for even roast development, and it brought in more solubility in the final cup. The last 3 minutes, the temperature was brought up slightly, which brought out more body, balance, and clarity. Now today, I really want to focus in on those fruit-forward characteristics in this coffee. So at home judges, I usually brew on a Kalita Wave 185 because its flat bottom helps promote an even extraction by allowing the coffee and water to sit together for an equal amount of time. But while this gives me more body in my coffee, I wanted to allow the fruit-forward characteristics to come through more cleanly in this cup. And I found that it was too slow of a dripper. So instead, I'm doing an origami dripper with a cone-based filter. The origami dripper has a large open hole at the bottom, and the cone filter allows for the water airflow through the filter and the dripper, which allows for a faster flow rate. My recipe today is 18 grams of coffee to 305 milliliters of water for a 1:17 ratio. And I'm aiming for a beverage weight of around 280 milliliters. Here you go. The temperature of my kettle started at 203 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm using a water recipe of 126 parts per million, with a ratio of 2.2 part hardness to 1 part alkalinity. Thank you. Here you go. When I ground my coffee, I sifted out particles 500 microns and less, and 1,100 microns and above to bring more clarity and sweetness to this coffee. I start off with a 60-gram bloom, and then let it sit for about 25 to 30 seconds. There you are. Then I poured 80 milliliters of water to bring the total up to 140. Adding more water at this stage helped me bring out those fruit-forward characteristics. Then I divided the rest of my water into 3 equal portions of 55 milliliters, bringing the total up to 305. I pulled the drippers off around 3 minutes, 35 seconds, and I'm aiming for a TDS of around 1.37. Judges, thank you so much for your time today. When you first evaluate the coffees, please assess the aromas directly from the carafes. Then, when you evaluated them, please follow judges' protocol. Thank you for your time today. Mauricio taught me a lot about consistency and innovation in the industry, and I think we can all learn from him about how to bring more consistent elements into our brewing today. Thank you. Time.
Show some love, Ben Phillips, Stumptown, Brooklyn, New York.
Hi.
A 72-hour anaerobic green tip
Yes.
red Gesha
All
from
the
Tolima.
words. All the words, yeah.
I believe that's check and mate. My brother, that sounds delicious.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
How did you land on that coffee?
We have really good connections and know a lot of really good producers. We've had it before, I believe, a couple years ago, and we want to try it again. Yeah.
So what's the science behind your glassware?
Yeah, so that's the crew of EQ Glassware. They have 2 different kinds. One's a narrower mouth for more fruit-forward coffees, and one's a wider mouth for more chocolate coffees. So you get what you want out of it. Yeah.
I see. Now I know what I need to purchase.
Yes.
How long have you been with Stumptown?
About 6 months, I'd say.
6 months?
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you do for Stumptown?
I'm a barista at their Brooklyn shop. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, they're all over there right now.
Brooklyn's in the house. What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
You want to shout out anyone?
Yeah, the whole team at Stumptown for helping me out here, being real supportive. Adam. Just Adam, yeah.
Just Adam.
And Mimo, the astronaut right there. And a lot of other people too, of course.
Awesome. Give it up one more time, y'all. Ben Phillips, Stumptown, Brooklyn, New York. Good job, man.
Thank you.